So, fifth generation mobile network or 5G is a buzzword in our world. While we have made a lot of good memories with 4G and 3G internet, but right now it's time to leave them behind. Today, Teletalk has unveiled their test basis 5G internet network, and Huawei has been a big part of it. This new chapter of 5G is going to be a historic moment in the history of Bangladesh, and the global technology partner Huawei is playing a big role here. Despite all the hype surrounding 5G, we maybe do not know what exactly it is, what services, and how it's going to impact the industries and the technology world around us. So, in order to know a bit more details about this, today in our studio we have the Chief Technology Officer of Huawei, Mr. Kevin Shu. Thank you, Mr. Kevin, for coming to our studio. We'll actually talk about 5G a bit and what the services and the impacts are of 5G in our world. So I'm going to ask you a bit questions about those.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
Okay. Thank you. Let's start with the basics. What is 5G and why do we as users need 5G?
Okay, thanks for your invitation. For the 5G, as we know, compared with 4G, 5G can provide a much higher speed, much lower latency, and can connect more SIMs. As we know, 4G, maybe we provide less than 100 megabps, but for 5G, we can provide higher than 1 gigabps. So with these three SIMs, and it will affect the three parts. First one is for the people, and second one is for the family and for the companies. I will introduce one by one. For the people, you can enjoy much higher speed because for the 4G, we can see the videos and we can play games. But in the future, if we with 5G, we can play the AR and the VR. And for this kind of things, they need a much higher speed. And if you are download movies and the files, it will be much faster. This is seems better for other people. And for the family, as we know now, if you have the broadband, it's connected by the line. So in the future, we can provide FWA, mean that fixed wireless broadband, mean that no need the line. So we will provide the one small box. You can put the SIM card inside, then you can enjoy the 5G service. It will FWA, it will have the Wi-Fi. Then the whole family you can connect to the FWA devices with 5G technology. As we make assumptions that in the 2025, there will be more than 500 million users globally enjoy the FWA service. And we will provide more than 120 to 130 users. And the next one is the most important one for the companies. As we know that we always said that 4G changed life and 5G changes society. How? Because in the future, for the every industry field will be changed by 5G, like some port, some the mine, some of the manufacturers, right? Even smart traffic control, right? I mean every field we can use 5G technology, make it smart.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
And we think that with the 5G technology, it will highly improve the efficiency of the whole society, and it will, make our economy is much better.
So Bangladesh is going to launch 5G from December 12. How do you see this?
Yeah, we are happy that we cooperate with Teletalk. We will launch the 5G in December. Actually, Huawei working in Bangladesh already more than 20 years. Our vision is that in Bangladesh, for Bangladesh. So in the past 20 years, we cooperate with most of the operators. We provided 2G, 3G, 4G equipment to our operators, and we see the transfer from the 2G to 3G, to 3G to 4G, and then we are coming to the 5G era. So globally, I think now there are totally more than 700 operators. Among them, more than 180 operators, they already launched the 5G service, and Huawei provided more than half of the operators supports them. Yeah, and I think 5G is because the ICT is driven to the economy, digital economy, and ICT have the carbon emission is around 1.4% of the total. As we know that the carbon emission is one hot topic, right? And 5G is, can support all the other industry to support them to reduce the carbon emission, like the banking, right? We have the smart banking. People no need to go to the bank. They just use app, stay at home, finish all the services. So we will reduce the taxi, right? Reduce the gasoline, right? So many fields mean that 5G will support all the industries reduce the carbon emission. And we are very happy to can cooperate with the Teletalk, can launch the service, 5G service.
Why do you think deployment of 5G is a big deal in Bangladesh? Which industries will be positively impacted with the launch of 5G in Bangladesh?
Yeah, okay. As we said that the 4G changed people's life and 5G will change the society, right? So we talk about the 3G and 4G. Bangladesh is a little bit behind the other countries. We are launching our services a little bit late, but we are developing very fast. So mean that from the 3G and 4G, we already can see it changing a lot, right? Because in the 3G era, people only can use how to say the phone, right? Making the call, even some the small video, all right. But 4G, now I think most of the young people, they have the smartphone, right? They have the apps, they enjoy it, and it will improve the efficiency, right, for the whole society because now more and people use like the food panda, right? They order online, they play online, they do many things online.
Exactly.
Right? See, this is 4G, right? Can bring change a lot for the digital economy, right? And now we talk about the 5G. 5G will change society because in many fields, like the, as I mentioned, the port, like even some of the mine and the manufacturing, right? Even for the smart city, so all the field will how does benefit from the 5G. Like for the smart port, now in Dhaka, right? We have the port, and with the 5G technology, in China we already have some case, right? So all the port is controlled by the machine, right? We have the people only stay in the office, right? All the port is automatically running with 100% accurate. So I use this case mean that in the future 5G will coming, and it will change our society step by step. The difference between 4G and 5G is that for 4G you have the network, you have the smartphone, people use it, it's done. But for the 5G, because the two business is in many fields, we call it thousands, hundreds of fields. Like you are working for the banking, you are working for the internet, you are working for the manufacturing, many fields.
Healthcare.
Yeah, every field related with the 5G because you need to do some customization, right? For the 4G, one phone, everyone has one phone, right? Just a different brand. But for the 5G, because different field is totally different, right? Just like the manufacturing and for some the banking, both of them want to enjoy the 5G service. But for the operators, for the industry, for the vendors like Huawei, we need to work together. How we can use 5G, solve your problem, improve your efficiency. So this is different with the 5G and 4G. So because it takes time, so that's why we need to launch the 5G as soon as possible because we need time to let every field we know 5G, right? If you want to try, we need time, right? Because if other countries they already develop a lot of use case, so at that time you can just how to say borrow or learn from them, but you also need time to customize it. So that's why we said that 5G coming, many operators they already want to launch it as soon as possible, but maybe not big scale, right? With small scale, we try to cooperated business partners, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Heading to the next question.
Yeah.
Can telecom operators deploy 5G using their current infrastructure?
Yeah, this is very good question. Actually, how to say, for the operators, they always say the capex is one important part of their expense, right? So the vendors like Huawei, we provided equipment to them already from the hardware point. We already consider. So I mean that maybe I have explained a little bit about the ICT infrastructure for the 4G, for example. We have the radio unit transmit the signals to your phone, right? For this part, maybe in the future it will have different spectrum. They need to change it.
Different band.
Yeah, different band. But for the how to say the we call it the processing part, like your computer, right? We receive the signal, we need to process it. For this part, right? We only just how to say improve a little bit capacity.
In the processing end.
Yeah.
Okay.
The radio part may be changed because in the future DTRC may release a different spectrum, like 2.6 gig or 3.5 gig, right? Different spectrum. We need the new radio part, but for the how to say for the platform is ready, but for the capacity, because 5G capacity is increased a lot, so we need to expand the capacity. But one more thing is that because the capacity of the 5G, right? We say that speed is increased, so the transmission, the fiber, right? The capacity or bandwidth also need to be expanded.
Okay.
Yeah, and the last thing is about the spectrum, right? Because for the existing 4G, I think the operators already occupied are used for the 900.
Most of their spectrum, yeah.
Most of the spectrum.
900 and 1800.
Yeah, even 2.1. Right. So for the 5G, we can do some refarming from the 4G to 5G, but the spectrum is not enough. Right. So it's better we use a new spectrum like 2.6 or 3.5. So I mean the spectrum also one very important factor. With the spectrum, with the transmission ready, for the operators they are easy to buy the new radio, upgrade their
Processing, yeah.
base station capacity. It's done.
We know that there are several network infrastructure providers right now with the 5G solution in Bangladesh. What gives Huawei the edge compared to the competition?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Actually, how to say, Huawei, we are one ICT company. For every year, we invest more than 10% of our total revenue to our R&D from the 2G, 3G. Now come to 5G. Now we are launching 5G, right? Actually, start from 2009, Huawei already start to do research on 5G. From 2009 to 2013, Huawei invest around $600 million on the research. And start from 2012, we start to develop our 5G product. In the past several years, I think from 2017 to 2018, 2 years, we invest around 1.4 billion.
As we already know that 5G enabled devices is required to adopt 5G in phones and in a user's home, right?
Yes.
So unfortunately, the number of 5G enabled devices are very low in Bangladesh right now.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a problem or it's a red flag for 5G adoption in the country?
I think this is not a problem, because as I know that in China, right, at the beginning, the high-end smartphone like Huawei, Apple, right, the price is very high. But till now, we already have the smartphone. The price is lower than $150. I think for Bangladesh, we come back to the terminals. As I know, is that now more and more smartphone companies they have the local manufacturers, right? So in here, I think if you not deploy the 5G network, no people will manufacture 5G smartphones, right? In the future, if you launch the 5G network, then the smartphone companies, they will start to launch because local smartphone is that, can reduce the price a lot, make people easy to afford. This is one thing. Another thing is that for the network deployment, how to say that we can separate to different phase, right? As we said that in the initial phase, right, the operators may launch the small scale because we already have the widely 4G coverage, right? For the 5G, we can start from the important cities, right? We can do the small
To the
scale.
more metropolitan cities.
Yeah, for the small scale, there's several reasons. The first one is to save the capex of the operators. Second one is that we need to educate the people, educate the industry.
Industry awareness is required. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the people, right, they can afford the smartphone, right? They can enjoy the service, right? If they cannot afford, they still can have the free using for the 4G network. But after we deploy the 5G network, right? So the industry, right, who is interested in with 5G, who is want to have some the digital transformation, use of 5G technology, they can cooperate with operators, they can cooperate with the vendors and some of the integrators in this field.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin, for your time and discussing with us about the many facts which were usually unknown to most of our readers and viewers about 5G. So, as we know and as we have heard about a lot of new facts and information about 5G, it would be very interesting to see how 5G actually truly plays out in the ICT landscape of Bangladesh. Till then, we'll have to wait. That's me, Shariar Rahman from Toggle of the Daily Star. Thank you.